Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to our Sunday night Army List show. How is everybody this evening? See a lot of people in chat already, so that's always nice to see. Thank you for being here. Who we got? Deej, thank you for becoming a member. Mike, good evening. Jason, good evening. Shadow Knight, Nor, Mr. Menthos, Bad Francis, Stuart Braden, James Russell, Arch, Stuart Collin, I think I got you all. I'm sure I missed someone. Mike Paints It Red. Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have no idea how many lists. Well, we're looking at 6 lists. I have no idea if they're Liberator Assault Group or if they are any other detachment. It seems to be Liberator Assault Group is by far the most exciting, or the most. Is it the most exciting? It's the most played detachment. One thing that is interesting, though, is I don't know if you noticed the news post this week. I did share it over in the Discord. There is going to be some sort of new Grotmas content. Whether or not that means Blood Angels get a new detachment, but I imagine Space Marines, if nothing else, will get a new detachment. So there might be a melee Space Marine detachment we could use. Or maybe there might even be a new Blood Angels detachment. But we don't know, but there is a rumour. It's on the Warhammer website. Do you know what? I should have probably had the article to hand, but I did share it in the Discord earlier this week. I'm sure most of you, if you've been keeping up with Warhammer, I'm sure you've seen the article. It's here if you need to. A month's worth of festive Warhammer goodies this year with Grotmas. So you can go read this, but where was it? I thought it said something about new detachments, right? Where was it? Where was it? It's going to be Titus's rules. Well, I don't know. I'm sure I read, or maybe the rumor is that there's going to be a new detachment. I posted it in the Discord earlier this week, so go check that out. Anyway. If you didn't watch the video on Victrix Guard this week, you should check them out. Oh my god, the Victrix Guard are everything I think the Sangre Guard should have been. Like, I cannot believe how many rules those Victrix Guard get. And apparently I missed out some of the combinations. There's an even stronger combination where you can take the old Marneus Calgar with the 6 new Victrix Guard and make an even bigger Death Star unit. You can attach other characters in there as well, just to make it completely insane. But yeah, I've seen a few rumors of Ultramarines running like 12 Victrix Guard. I think it's very true. I actually did go to Warhammer, the Warhammer shop yesterday. I did try and buy Azrael. I'd been mentioning on the channel, I did try and buy Azrael. My local Games Workshop did not have Azrael in stock. So unfortunately, I did not manage to buy any Dark Angels. So I still have no Dark Angels models. What I do have is this piece of heresy. Look at this nonsense. So that'll be a fun future video. I don't know. I mean, I wanted to buy a new model. It feels like it's ages since I bought a new model. This is not really the model I wanted, but hey, I've got one now. So I guess there'll be a stream about that at some point. I don't know what to think. I looked all the shelves around. Do you know what? The Games Workshop, local Games Workshop, had a giant wall of blue. Like Ultramarines. I think it only had 2 things for Blood Angels, which was the Codex and the Combat Patrol. It only had 2 things for Dark Angels, which was the Combat Patrol and the Codex. And I wasn't going to buy the Combat Patrol for Dark Angels because, well, one, I didn't want to spend that much money, but I didn't want a bunch of stuff that I already had. So, alright, let's get into army lists, because otherwise we'll be here bantering all night. If you've got a question, you can shoot it into chat. I'll try and answer it. If you've got a comment on the list, do that as well. If you want your list on a future show, it's pretty simple. At the end of the stream, post your list in the comment section. you'll get included in a future episode. All right, Niche Gaming has just joined the channel. I love what you're doing. I'm a 30k Blood Angels player that was built and played into a 40k army since September. I've played 4 pretty tough games this week, and this is a list that I haven't lost yet. I've played Wrath of the Rock, which is a very tough detachment to play against. I've played Green Tide, and I've Soul Forged Warpack. I'm not sure. Soul Forged Warpack sounds like Thousand Suns. I've played Thousand Suns a few times this edition, but I don't remember all their detachments' names. Okay, we're playing Liberator Assault Group. And we'll read the list and then we'll figure out the attachments afterwards. So we've got Fight First first Fight First Captain of the Jump Pack. We've got Mephiston, we've got Dante, we've got Lamartes. So yeah, I mean, 3 pretty strong characters in Liberator Assault Group. I think Mephiston's probably the weakest, but he can do some stuff because he's a lone operative in this detachment. We have Heavy Intercessors and Intercessors. Interesting, we don't see the Heavy Intercessors all that much in Blood Angels. I don't mind them. I think they're good for 100 points. They're kind of durable. We have an Impulsor. We have 5 Jump Captain, or 5 Jump Intercessors. We have 10 Death Company. They're obviously going to be with Lamartes. We have the Double Lancer. We have the 6 Sangre Guard attached to Spears. We have 3 Sangre Guard with Blades. And then we have a squad of Scouts and a 10-man squad of Jump Pack Veterans with the 10 Infernal Pistols. Okay. So 2 Lancers is the fire support, 9 Sangre Guard, 10 Death Company, 10 Vanguard Veterans, 5 Jump Intercessors, Impulsor with some regular Intercessors, maybe for some stickying, and the 10 Heavy Intercessors. Okay. Captain is with 6 Spears. Alright, so the Spears have the Fight First enhancement. Okay. Dante is with the 10 Vanguard Veterans to buff the Infernal Pistols. The Sticky has the Impulsor. We screen with Heavy Intercessors, the Death Company, the Jump Pack Marines, the 3 Sangre Guard, and the 6 Sangre Guard in reserve. You know, normally I like to keep at least 1 of my heavy-hitting jump infantry units on the board to begin with. I suppose the Vanguard Veterans on the board, but I prefer the Vanguard Veterans in reserve to guarantee buyer's regret, John. I mean, I feel like I need to buy an Invader ATV because it's completely different size to the attack bikes, and sometimes you get to the end of the list and you've got 50 or 60 points left, and about the only thing you can actually fit into the last 60 points is the Invader ATV. So it's fine. I mean, I'll do 1 Invader ATV, I guess. I can't foresee myself ever needing more than 1. Warpsmith says, I saw a few tournament results with 3 6-man full units of Victrix Guard. That shit is crazy. Yeah, I think they just have too many rules, man. The Victrix Guard, they have a little bit of like that end of the edition models, right? Like, we're just at a point where Codex creep is wild. Like, they just have everything. You know, I suppose Strength 4 AP1 shooting isn't great, but like if you put them side by side with the Sangre Guard, their shooting is kind of great versus the Sangre Guard. They can move just as fast because they advance and charge. They can do just as much attacks, if not more attacks. They can -1 to wound all the time. I think it's just creep. It's power creep. End of the edition power creep. I kind of hate the power creep in Warhammer. It kind of throws a little bit of shade on the competitiveness of the game, to be honest, if like the newest army is just always the strongest army. Like I generally don't like that. I generally would prefer the game to be more balanced, personally. But that might just be my lack of time and my lack of meta chasing. Like, I don't chase the meta. I always play Blood Angels. I mean, sometimes I play other Space Marines, but 90% of the time I play Blood Angels, right? So this is a decent enough list. I like Dante with Sangre Guard and Liberator Assault Group. I like Double Lancer. I like the 10 Death Company with Lamartes. I like them in reserve. I like Jump Intercessors. The Impulsor with the Intercessors is a weird choice, like, because you could have attached a captain and made that so much better. Is that better than Mephiston in Liberator Assault Group? Maybe. Mephiston isn't great in Liberator Assault Group due to the lack of, you know, the lack of, like, rerolls that he gets, which is none, I guess. He's much better in Angelic Inheritors. I guess he gives you some lone operative, which has value. You've got the Scouts with combat knives. That's fine. I mean, sometimes I'm tempted to put a missile launcher and a sniper rifle on the scouts, but combat knives in Liberator Assault Group is probably just better to give you more strength 6 attacks. The question I have possibly here is, like, there's not too much to dislike about the list, but what about Death Guard? Because Lancers aren't super great against Death Guard because they're running a lot of vehicles and a lot of elites and a lot of things with invuln saves. And then infantry get blown up by Death Guard due to fight first, due to all the fucking flamers that they've got, due to contagion. So this list, I don't know if I feel like I like it if you're playing Death Guard. But here's the thing, you're never going to build a perfect list. You're never going to build a list that can deal with everything, right? Like, 2 Lancers as fire support. I actually ran this sort of list where I only did 2 Lancers and fire support, and I didn't personally like it because I feel like 2 Lancers, you shoot them both at the same target, you maybe blow up one target a turn, but the Lancers you think are great, but they're super swingy against enemies that have invuln saves. Let's say the enemy's got a 4-up invuln save, you're only getting 2 shots. So typically they probably pass one of them, and then they know the Lancer is going to do like 9 damage to it, d6 plus 3, so they just CP reroll the other one. And then all of a sudden the Lancer doesn't actually do all that much. Like, Lancers struggle from lack of weight of fire in my opinion, but I have seen people do well in tournaments with double Lancer. There's nothing wrong with 10 Death Company Lamartas, there's nothing wrong with 2 squads of Sangre Guard. I actually think 9 is the right number of Sangre Guard. I'm out, my jury's out on the Infernal Pistol Vanguard Veterans. Some people seem to be using them well. I don't think I want to use them personally. They're a weird unit, right? Like, I feel like you have to rapid ingress them, which he said he wasn't doing, because you want to guarantee they're within melter range, because they do a lot more, they do double their damage if they're in melter range. So yeah, if you're playing Lancers into Demons, it feels bad. Yeah, I played against like Forge Fiends, and it's like, cool, over the course of the game, my 2 Lancers killed like a single Forge Fiend. It was really underwhelming. I really don't like Lancers. Vanguard Veterans help into Death Guard, yeah, until they run like 10, until they're running like 10 Death Shroud, or Plague Marines, or Plague Burst Crawlers, because all those things, flamers, will just destroy Vanguard Veterans. Like, I think last week on the channel, I lost like 5 Sangre Guard to the Overwatch from the Death Guard, right? They just have far too much flamers with like anti-infantry 2+ and good AP. It's just rough. So I don't think Vanguard Veteran, like, I don't think there's many Death Guard elite units who can just jump in 3 inches away and they're not going to Overwatch you. Right, like, I feel like that's just not going to happen. So this list might struggle into Death Guard. Heavy Intercessors, like I said, they're a cool, durable choice. My reactive move would just move away from me when I get into melt range. Yeah, I mean, there is problems around that Vanguard Veteran squad. Some people seem to be doing very well with it. It's not for me. I'd rather just have like more reliable fire support, and I'd rather have something with more weight of fire. Like, I just prefer Vindicator tanks. It'll be a sad day if the Vindicator tanks go to Legends this edition, won't it? Okay, so it's a decent enough list. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Just be aware that, like, I think there's certain counters. Eldar might be good against this as well. Reactive moving away from your units, making charges harder. Lancers have no weight of fire. Everything in the Eldar list has an invulnerable save. You know, so that is a weakness of the Lancers. Lancers are such a weird unit because it's like, they're good against they're great against Space Marines, but anything that's got like an invuln save that can spike that invuln save, they suddenly really struggle from lack of rate of fire. Okay. I typically prefer to put the 6-man Sangre Guard with the Blades for the higher AP, because I feel like you probably want to be using Red Rampage on the 6 as well. Because you're much less likely to want to use Red Rampage on a unit of 3 than you are on a unit of 6. You said that your captain, is the Fight First captain, is attached to the 6. So the Lance from the Spears has no benefit when you fight first when you're charged, whereas the extra AP from the swords would have benefit when you're charged. So I've got 2 Lancers, man. I never field them. I field my I literally run 2 Vindicator tanks and 6 Plasma Inceptors. The Lancers aren't even a question in my mind. Because, I mean, I've tried the Lancer multiple times this edition. I've tried the 2 Lancer strat with all jump infantry. I've tried 2 Lancers plus Ballistas Dreadnoughts. I've tried all sorts of combinations with it. I just think it's not a great tank for 160 points. And it all comes down to the fact that most of the time you're shooting at shit with invulnerable saves. And like, you know, like if you get hit by 8 shots from the Vindicator cannon, you're like, okay, 8 go through. I'm not going to CP reroll any of them. But if like 1 or 2 from the Lancer goes through, fuck yeah, you're going to CP that if it's going to save 9 damage, right? Yeah, I mean, 2 Ballistas Dreadnoughts isn't that much cheaper than 2 Lancers these days, so there's an even higher argument the Lancers might be better, but personally, I would run my 2 Ballistas Dreadnoughts over 2 Lancers. And personally, I've won tournaments with Ballistas Dreadnoughts. I've not won shit with Lancers, so that could be luck, you know, but, you know, if you win tournaments with something, and you do nothing with the other one, you're going to pick the unit that wins you tournaments, right? The other thing I like about the Ballistas is, like, it's got good OC, it's got a good save. You know, I find they're pretty useful. Alright, next list. Checker 1096 is my current list. I've got 2 wins I'm looking to improve for future tournaments. Alright, it's Liberator Assault Group as well. Sorry about that. So he's got the Rage Fuel Captain, so we expect to see some Intercessors and an Impulsor. Cool. We've got Dante, we've got a Fight First Judiciar, so we expect to probably see some Blade Guard, and then we've got Lamartus, so we expect to see 10 Death Company again. So we've got 2 units of Jump Intercessors. We've got the 6 Blade Guard, they'll with the Judiciar. We've got the 10 Death Company, they'll with the Lamartus. We have the double Lancer again. We have 6 Sangre Guard with blades, cool. So they will be with our, Dante, yeah. Dante will be with the 6 with blades, so you're probably going to want to use Red Rampage on them. You've got the Scouts. You've got a small squad of Stern Guard. Oh, right, sorry. So the Stern Guard will be with the Captain to give him full rerolls to hit and wound. The Intercessors will be doing some sticky stuff. And then you've got 5 Vanguard Veterans with Storm Shields, I guess, to hold the side field objective. Do some nonsense. The Ballistas doesn't have bad melee either. It's 6 attacks at strength 9 on the charge. Yeah, if it just had 1 AP from its feet, Jason, if it could just have 1 AP, I feel like it deserves it. It's got big feet. Then I think its melee would be quite good, but without the AP, I kind of find it underwhelming. It can tank shock with 10 dice, though, so it can do some damages that way, you know? So, a Rage Captain in an Impulsor with Stern Guard, that's cool. Dante plus 6 is cool. The Judiciar plus 6 Blade Guard. Interestingly, you only have 1 Impulsor. You could argue this list could work with 2. You've got the Intercessors, you've got Lamartus plus 10. So in this list, I'd probably put Dante in the 6 Sanguinary Guard, and potentially Lamartus plus the 10 in reserve, with the intent of Deep Strike on turn 2, Deep Strike on turn 3, or Rapid Ingress, whatever you want to call it. I might even put a unit of Jump Intercessors in reserve as well, so we can do an action when they come in. You've got the Scouts for a forward deploy. Hey, thank you so much, Worth Menthos. Do you know what? I've got my damn sound effects turned off because I've been on my headphones playing Battlefield, so the little cool sound is probably not going to play. Oh, well, maybe you guys will hear it and I won't hear it. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships, dude. If you get a gifted membership, it's very simple. You can join our members only Discord, ! Discord in the chat. Yeah, I was playing Battlefield 6 way too late last night to like 2 AM. First world problems, right? I haven't had the computer on today until I started the stream, really. So you've got the Vanguard Veterans jump around. You know, I often say in Liberator Assault Group you want like 3 solid or 4 solid melee threats. You've got the Blade Guard, you've got the Death Company, the Sangre Guard. So you've got like 3 solid melee threats. You could argue you even have a Captain in an Impulsor with Stern Guard giving you sort of like a 4th solid melee threat. You also have Fight First in there as well. Your fire support is the double lancer. So I feel like it comes back to that age-old argument. Like, is double lancer good enough to win tournaments? I've seen some people win events with double lancer. I don't know if I've seen tons of people do it. I know the guy Chris Chance, who's a big... he's been on the channel before, actually. I did an interview with him. He's a big Blood Angels player. He posts a lot of the miniatures. He posts a lot of painted miniatures in the Blood Angels Facebook groups. He does this really sick Death Company scheme on all his stuff, and he wins tournaments with double lancers. But I haven't seen tons of people win them with the double lancers, and like I said, I'm personally not a fan of it. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm sure double lancers can do well, but against things with good invuns, then they become undone. And I just feel they're very swingy, you know? Like, personally, I mean, I've played against double lancer before when I've had, like, my Vindicators and Ballistus Dreadnoughts, and I've usually beaten them. And it just comes down to they lack rate of fire, or they lack weight of fire. So, it's fine. Personally, probably here I would lose... Like, if this was me, I'd probably just lose a unit of Jump Intercessors and change this to double Vindicator tank. I think double Vindicator tanks at the moment are like 195. I'm sorry, their points have jumped around so many times this edition. I actually don't know how many points a Vindicator tank is. It is 185, cheaper than I thought. So I would probably just like lose a unit of Jump Intercessors. I need 50 more points for 2 Vindicator tanks. And then I'd probably just like change, you know, at that point you could change out these Vanguard vets. You got 40 more points left over. You could switch them for like a 3 Sangre Guard or something. Like that would be my personal way of changing it out. Yeah, it's 2 little shots. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, right? Like Colin was complaining a couple of weeks back when I played his Death Guard that every time I shoot my Vindicator tank, I roll a 6 or a 5. It's like you roll a 6, you get plus 3 shots, you get blast, you've got Oath of Moment. All of a sudden, you've got like 12 strength 14 shots coming out from the Vindicator tank. It just does not compare to me for 2 shots coming out from the Gladiator Lancer. For the 25 point, and the Vindicator tank has a better toughness and a better save. You know, it's not like it's just its cannon is better. It's just better in every single way. What will I do when Vindicators become legends? I'll fucking cry, man. Is what I'll do. No, I mean, I guess I'll get with the program at that point, and I'll have to figure out something as well. It'll be interesting if Predators go legends at the same point, because the GT I won this edition was actually with Predator tanks and not Vindicator tanks. Ironically. So I prefer Predator tanks. They're cheaper. I feel like they're more versatile. So if they do Legends of the Vindicator tanks, I'll probably go to like 3 Predators or 2 Predators and a Ballistus. That was the combo that I won the GT with. But yeah, my personal, and even, you know, I've got 2 fully painted Gladiator tanks. They're just not my favorite. I kind of hope they get an extra shot on the main cannon, to be honest. Like maybe if they had three shots on that heavy laser, because 2 just doesn't feel like it cuts it. 2 feels too swingy. Like, I think I would rather, you know, like it's D6 plus 4 or something. I'd rather if it was like D6 plus 2, but got an extra shot. Like, it needs that extra shot, right? It's just too random. From you know, you think the Vindicator tank's random, but it's not, because you just get a fuckload of shots, right? Alright, we are going to move on to PKROJO, who actually, he actually did like one of those super thanks this week. So when he sent me his list, he sent me 4,000 COPs, Colombian pesos, I believe. When it came through, the first time he donated, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. I was like, oh my god, I've got a donation of 4,000, you know, like, holy shitballs. Thank you so much for that. And then it told me that like 4,000 is like 81 pence or like $1 US. But like for a minute there, I was pretty excited. I was like, oh my god, someone's donated 4,000 to the channel. Like, what the hell is going on? Cool. But regardless, thank you so much for the 4,000. I appreciate it. I bet you that's a lot of money in Colombia. So here's the actual list. I'm feeling pretty good with it. Your feedback will be appreciated. Without Dante, I just feel weird. I wish GW would give him a better rule. I think everybody Did I already spend the 4,000 in my head? No, I was in cloud 9 for a minute. I was like, holy shit, someone's donated 4,000. Like, this is beyond my wildest dream. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you know, I suppose it's how you feel if you win the lottery, you know? Like, excitement. And then figured out that it's not 4,000 at all. Cool. So it's Liberator Assault Group. We've got 2 units of jump intercessors. We have the Calidus Assassin. I haven't really played the Calidus Assassin since they nerfed her to only a 12-inch bubble, to be completely honest with you. I feel like she was really good, and then they nerfed it to 12-inch bubble. And the 12-inch bubble is really weird, because that means she's a lone operative, so the enemy needs to be within 12 to shoot her, but she needs to now be within 12 to make their stratagems cost more. So it's like, wherever you put her to make your stratagems cost more, she is then a fine target for your enemy to kill. She is only like toughness 4 with... I feel like she's maybe got more than 4 wounds, but not many more. Maybe... I feel like there was something 7. Oh, I think it's her movement is 7, right? The Calidus Assassin. Yeah, her movement is 7. Yeah, she's only got 4 wounds and toughness 4. So if you want to use her ability to make stratagems within 12 inches cost 1 more, then that kind of counteracts the fact that she is lone op and can't be shot within 12. And, like, it's not hard to kill a toughness 4 character with 4 wounds, right? Like, that's not... I mean, she's got 4 up invulnerable save, sure. But, I mean, you know, a lot of things can kill a 4 wound character that only's got a 4 up save in... So I must admit, I haven't used her much since she got changed to that. I guess what she can still do is drop into the corner of the board and just do actions and then return to Deep Strike the following turn. I mean, that's a valid thing that she can do as well. Right, we've got a Jump Captain with Gift of Foresight. Let me check. Thunderhammer and Relic Shield. I mean, we're kind of like the Thunderhammer and Relic Shield on the Jump Captain because it means that... You can flip a dice into Devastating Wound literally every combat. Yeah, I mean, you're using her up as down. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you want to just use her as an up and down scoring piece, that is fair. I guess that's the way to do it. We've got Captain with a jump pack with the Fight First enhancement. We have Mephiston. We have 10 Death Company with the standard jump packs. We have a single Lancer. We've got 3 Plasma Inceptors. We've got another 3 Plasma Inceptors. We've got a unit of Sticky Intercessors. We've got the Martis to lead those 10 Death Company. We've got a small squad of Sanguinary Guard with Blades. We've got a second small squad of Sanguinary Guard with Blades. We have a third small squad of Sanguinary Guard with Blades. Only this squad has a banner. I mean, you should change that, right? Every squad should have a banner and an Infernal Pistol. Like, there's no reason to not take those things. That Thunderhammer should be 3 damage. You're correct, Michael. We've got to use Squad of Scouts, and then we've got the Thunder Strike, which is the one that gives shooting +1 to wound. So what shooting in this list is going to benefit from +1 to wound? It's going to be the 2 units of Inceptors and the Lancer. That's the entirety of the shooting. I feel like, I suppose that's okay. I don't know if it feels like enough shooting to justify paying 150 points. Like, at that point, I might just be better off being like, what shooting could I just take that's 150 points? Like a Ballistus Dreadnought. Do I feel better having... I suppose the Inceptors get a lot better into monsters and vehicles with +1 to wound because they are twin-linked. So it does make your Inceptors a lot better having the Thunder Strike. 3 small units of Sanguinary Guard. How many captains do we have? 2 captains with jump packs. So 1 will be unled. We've got the Calidus as a scoring piece. We've got 2 jump intercessors. We've got the 10 Death Company. We've got Mephiston as a lone operative. We've got intercessors for Sticky. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing I think about this list is... I don't necessarily feel like Liberator Assault Group really needs multiple lone operatives. Like, you've got a Calidus Assassin as a lone operative. Do you need... Like, I would probably take Mephiston and not the Calidus, but... Because you've got Scouts as well, so, like, how many units are you doing scoring with? And you've also got 2 units of Jump Pack Intercessors. I feel like one of them usually probably does scoring as well. You've got the Intercessors for Sticky. You could also definitely do some scoring with Inceptors. I don't like 3-man units of Sangre Guard, and the reason I don't like... Well, it's more I don't like 3 times 3, right? Like, sometimes I feel like you just want 6 Sangre Guard to Rapid Ingress and kill something, right? Like, you could argue you could kind of do that with the 10 Death Company, but the 10 Death Company have really shit AP. So if your opponent has a stratagem like that can reduce your AP by 1, suddenly your Death Company are not effective. So I really think in most lists, in most Blood Angels lists, be it Liberator Assault Group, be it Angelic Inheritors, what I want is 6 Sangre Guard attached to a character that's going to buff them in some way, Rapid Ingress, jump forward, use the stratagem, there's one in both detachment, right? Lethal hits and lance, delete something at AP 3 from the blades, right? And I think if you don't have that, it sucks. Because sometimes 3 Sangre Guard just don't kill shit. And like I said, sometimes 10 Death Company don't kill shit because they've got bad AP. So that would be a change that I'll be trying to make straight away, right? I'll be trying to change one of these Sangre Guard into a 6. The typical question you'd have around that is then, like, you just don't have the points to do that because the 6 costs 10 more points. So at that point, I would be looking at the Calidus Assassin. I'd be probably cutting her. You could replace her with a second unit of Scouts. You could replace her with another unit of Jump Intercessors. You could replace her with a unit of Outriders. You could replace her with a Combi Weapon Lieutenant. But I would be replacing her. I mean, if you've got 2 units of Scouts, can you do actions? Yes. If you have 3 units of Jump Intercessors, can you do actions? Yes. Is a Calidus Assassin maybe a little bit more safe or a little bit more reliable? Sure. But like I said, I feel like the 3-man units of Sangre Guard they're not a liability, but they run into problems, right? Like, you're playing against knights. They've got a big, huge fucking knight. Like, I did it at a tournament, right? I took this 3-unit of Sangre Guard to a tournament, but I'd been to a tournament 6 months before with the 3 and 6, and in one of those games, I played against Tau, and the Tau player had that... It's ridiculous, right? It's called like the Tonar armor or something. I never played against this thing before. It was honestly like 2 feet tall. It was the Tonar Supremacy armor. Toughness 13, 2-up save, 30 wounds. Right? If you've never... I put this thing in one of my thumbnails. It's bonkers. Is there a picture of it next to a model? Yeah, there you go. So I played against this, right? And like, I was like, how am I dealing with toughness 13, 2-up save, 30 wounds? Well, how I'm dealing with it is I'm going to Rapid Ingress Dante and his Sangre Guard 12.1 inches away. I'm going to jump on top of it, and I'm going to charge it, and it can't overwatch me because it's Titanic. And Dante, plus the 6, plus the stratagem, plus probably I probably Oath of Momented it because I was probably scared of not killing it. They deleted it in 1 turn. But I'll tell you, there is no way that 3 Sangre Guard and Dante are killing this in 1 turn, right? Like, what's the maximum damage of 3 Sangre Guard and Dante? The 3 get 15 attacks. So their maximum damage is 30. Dante gets 9 attacks. His maximum damage would be 18. So we could do like 48 damage, but we have to hit. So how many attacks would that be? Like 24. So we have to hit. Even if, let's just say we use Oath of Moment. We have to hit. We need to wound. We're only wounding this on 4s. So that literally halves it straight away. You could get lethal hits, I guess, and do a bit more. But if your 48 damage gets almost halved, there's lethal hits in there as well, which take out like 16%. But even if your 48% of damage goes down to like 0.58, like you are not killing this thing with Dante and 3. I mean, you could shoot it. The problem with shooting it is it's T13. So even las cannons are wounding it on 5s. And like, if you get las cannon through, is he going to CP save it? I mean, he could. I probably would, right? Like, if you've got a big, huge knight and the opponent hits you a few times, las cannons wound you a few times, you roll all the saves, 1 save goes through, could, you know, if you know you're going to get charged by like Dante and 3 Sangre Guard after that, would you not CP that save, try and make it? Would you not CP one of the saves against Dante and his unit, you know? So I personally think that, like, if I'm playing Blood Angels at the moment, a non-negotiable for me is 1 6-man unit of Sangre Guard with a character. Ideally one that buffs the unit, right? Like, why take them if they don't buff the unit? The captain, I like the captain because he gives you the extra strength, and he gives you the free stratagem, right? So you can use your Focus Fury, to give, like, lethal hits and lance or whatever. I wish Dante could lead Gravis units. You mean for Inceptors? I wish we could get a Gravis unit with combat weapons, actually, you know? Like flying aggressors with double power fists. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Okay, so overall I think it's a somewhat decent list, but I do think that the Sangre Guard with 6 is a non-negotiable for me. And we've seen an awful lot of Lancers tonight. I guess either everybody's starting to just love Lancers, or everyone's just playing them because they fear that the Vindicator tank is going to go to Legends. Here's a question for chat. When do we actually think that Games Workshop are going to announce what is going to Legends 11th edition? Because, I mean, it's going to happen, right? I'll be super surprised if there wasn't more Marine stuff going to Legends in 11th edition. Good evening, CFT3D. I think there was someone else that just popped into the chat. Good evening, Boris. Welcome. Please do leave a like on the stream if you're enjoying it or getting any value, guys. It always does help me out ever so much. So I appreciate that. We're looking at Mark and Friends list next. He's running a Blood Angels Liberator Assault Group MSU list. Alright, so it's Liberator Assault Group again. Mephisto and Dante Lamartas, so the 3 big cheeses, if you want to call them that. An Impulsor, so we expect to see something on foot. We've got 3 units of Jump Intercessors. We've got 10 Death Company Marines. We've got the unit Hellblasters. They might actually be in the Impulsor. We have the Inceptors, the 6 Plasmas. We've got the Infiltrators. We've got 6 Sangre Guard. And then we've got double Vindicator. Okay. They'll announce it 3 months into 11th edition to make it extra annoying. There you go. Boris, I like your answer. You win. Alright, double Vindicator tank is very good. Infiltrators to hold the backfield. We have 6 Sangre Guard, 10 Death Company, 3 units of Jump Intercessors, an Impulsor with Hellblasters we can put on an objective. We have Mephiston we can put on an objective. We could probably put Dante plus his 6 and the 10 Death Company plus Lamartas in reserve. And then the Inceptors in reserve as well. It's a very, I don't want to say it's a very safe list, but I would say it's a very, very crisp and meta list, right? Like I mean, it might not, like, there might not be a defined meta in that, like, this is the list that will win tournaments, but, like, you start a list with 3 units of Jump Intercessors. It's a very strong combo. They can trade every single turn. The 10 Death Company of the Martyrs is so core. Dante plus 6 is almost so core. The Plasma Inceptors, we see huge value in them when they overcharge for AP3. The Hellblasters, again, inside the Impulsor, we see big value in them when the AP overcharge for AP3. The Vindicator tanks, Strength 14 AP3, they're just great. The one thing that this list would probably benefit would be from is if there was a way to strip cover. That would help a lot because all the shooting is AP3, and I think if you can strip cover at AP3, you're in a really great position. That's hard to do, though. There's not too many choices. It's like the realistic choice is the one, I think it's the Hammer Strike. I don't know what you would have to drop for the Hammer Strike. Probably too much, right? And then the one thing is like, you do lack the ability to get rerolls on your shooting because you're playing Liberator Assault Group, but the trade-off there is that, like, your Jump Intercessors are much better, your Death Company is better. So it's actually quite a shooting. It's like this is possibly erring a little bit too far into the shooting meta. Liberator Assault Group usually focus more on jump infantry. You know, this has Hellblasters, Inceptors, and double Vindicator tanks. So this is like, that's like 370. This is like 350. So you're basically, and then you throw the Impulsor in there as well. You're like almost 800 points of shooting. So this list might actually go too far the other way, where it's like, it's a Liberator Assault Group list, but you probably only have half the units benefiting from Liberator Assault Group, because you've just taken an awful lot of shooting. I think this is the sort of list you would have to experiment with. I think it's too much shooting for Liberator Assault Group. Changes you could make probably would be like the Hellblasters could we lose like a unit of jump intercessors in the Hellblasters and get like a unit of Blade Guard in the Impulsor, or could we get like a Rage Captain and Assault Intercessors in an Impulsor, make a tweak to get like almost I think we almost need to either cut the Impulsor and the Hellblasters or thin down the Inceptors maybe. I do feel like or maybe like, oh, you know, 3 units of jump intercessors is not really as common as 2. Like, it is 270 points. They are good, but I feel like there would be I think there's definitely an option in here to lose 1 unit of jump intercessors and lose either 3 Inceptors or the Hellblasters and use those points, right? Like, if you did that, you'd have 200 points. What can you do with 200 points? Well, you could have a captain with Gift of Foresight or something and 5 Stern Guard inside the Impulsor. That gives you another really solid melee threat in Liberator Assault Group. Or, I mean, if you thin the Hellblasters, you could possibly do like the Blade Guard. That's 170 points. You'd have like 50 left. You could Blade Guard. Can they take an Apothecary? I actually don't know. It's not something we see very often. Can a Blade Guard be attached to Apothecary? Probably not. Probably some stupid restriction. No, Blade Guard can't take an Apothecary. These restrictions, man. They're just so arbitrary, aren't they? Now, I don't know what you can attach to the Blade Guard. Yeah, you're agonizingly away points. So it probably has to be the Hellblasters and a unit jump intercessors. Use those 200 points for a captain, plus Stern Guard, plus an enhancement. I think that would probably be the best way to improve this list. Shadow Knight says, "Hey John, how's the queue for members?" You submit your list today, you'll probably be on next week's show, dude. Or submit it this week, you'll probably be on next week's show as a member. It's not a problem. I think Death Company are hard to justify because you kind of have to take Lamartes and you kind of have to take them in a 10. And I think they do still have weaknesses, right? Because they don't have durability and they don't have great AP. But the -1 damage does help. And more people are doing better in tournaments since because that squad used to be ridiculous in points. They dropped I think it used to cost like 380 points. I think now Lamartes is 100. The Death Company are like 230, so it's like 330. So it almost went down like 15% in points. I think it's much better just because of the points, but I think it still does have weaknesses, and I think they're still not. Yeah, please do share your list worth my thoughts. I do really appreciate the super chat, so thank you for that. Is it a bad idea to max out Ball Predators with all flame cannons for a list? I just like them. I don't know if it's a bad idea. Flame cannons are fine. The cool thing about the Ball Predator, I suppose, is that it can do an action and give up its shooting, and then you can Overwatch to still do its shooting, if that makes sense. Ball Predators are fine. I wouldn't say they're the most competitive thing in the world, but like there was a time this edition where a lot of the top Blood Angels players were doing double Vindicator tank, double Ball Predator. I actually never tried that, but a bunch of people did have success with that. Where's the best place to post the list? In the comment section for the stream as soon as the stream ends. That's the best place to post the list if you would. So yeah, I think this list is close, but I think I would make changes. And it's not massive changes, but I would make a change. So let's see what list number 5 is. It's still Liberator Assault Group, man. This edition has been so skewed to Liberator Assault Group. That's the thing I've probably hated the most about this edition. Like, we got a codex with 3 detachments in it, but there's only 1 that you can actually use. I should have renamed this show the Liberator Assault Group Army List show for like 6 months, I swear. Alright, Heroes of Baal. There's the Captain of the Jump Pack, there's the Chaplain, and there's Lamartes. Right, not too many characters, this list. There's an Impulsor. There's 3 units of Jump Intercessors again. There's a unit of Blade Guard. There's a unit of Death Company. There's the Double Lancer. We've seen that so many times tonight, actually. That's weird. We've got Infiltrators. We've got a Predator Destructor. I like the Destructor because the autocannon is pretty neat. Rapid Fire 2, 48 inches, 6 shots at 24 inches, AP2 into infantry, flat 3 damage. We've got a unit of 6 Sangre Guard, we've got a unit of Scouts, we've got a unit of Vanguard Veterans. We've seen more Vanguard Veterans as well tonight, actually. Okay, I used this list to win 2nd place at a Hog Tower tournament last weekend, and it was my first mention in a Warhammer article. My 3 main melee thrusts are the Sangre Guard in the middle, the Death Company and Blade Guard Impulsor on the flanks. The tanks provide valuable fire support, firing lanes, while also screening against deep strike with my infiltrators. I usually keep 1 unit of Jump Intercessors in reserve, while the other 2 Jump Intercessors either score objectives or screen with Vanguard Veterans and Scouts. General tactic is set up behind terrain turn 1, and then once my opponent moves up, I hit him hard, while in turn 2, while my Jump Intercessors either support or secure objectives. It's been a really good list for me that's won the past out of 14 or 15 games. So, Fight First Sangre Guard with 6, Lamartis plus 10, Chaplain plus Blade Guard inside an Impulsor, 3 units of Jump Intercessors to trade with, 2 Lancers to cover fire, like the shooting lanes, Infiltrators to screen, a Destructor, which is I like the Destructor for the anti-infantry fire, honestly. Blood Angels don't have a lot of flat 3 damage infantry fire, and the Destructor brings that. So, I mean, I do like that. You got the Scouts for scoring. You've got the 6 Sangre Guard with blades, so you're probably going to use the stratagem on them with the Captain for free to give them lethal hits and lance. You also have the unit of Storm Shield Vanguard Veterans, which you can put on a side field objective with potentially your Impulsor. Okay, Stuart says, the +1 attack and +2 strength is hard to beat. I can't think of a better detachment rule for a melee army. I mean, Khorne have a good detachment rule, right? I think it's +1 strength, +1 attack, but then they get Blessings of Khorne. That's possibly better. I'm very surprised we didn't get updates to our no-play detachments. Hopefully you get some changes for the soft reset next edition and the new Christmas detachment. Yeah, I was upset that we haven't seen any changes to our 2 detachments that don't get any play, but like it's just gone on too long at this point where like I've given up. Like, you know, like I made a couple of really negative videos about like how are these 2 detachments not getting any changes because they suck, and it's like it's just like anyone. It literally takes 2 seconds. Like it takes 2 seconds each week to look at. Like you just literally go to statcheck.com, you go to the 10th edition meta board, you click on Blood Angels wherever we may be down here near the bottom with our 47% win rate, and you go, how many people played First Company Task Force this week? 1. How many people played Angelic Inheritors? 35. That's actually the best win rate detachment by a long shot for Blood Angels. That's why I'm playing Angelic Inheritors. Like that's what I'm taking to tournaments. That's what I'm playing at the moment. How's Liberator Assault Group doing? 120 players, give or take. 45% win rate. Angelic Host, 1 player. Lost Brethren, 1 player. Stormlance, 1 player. So, you know, you've got 5 detachments there. You've got like, what's that? Like 160 players this weekend. And between 4 of the detachments, you've got 4 players. So like 2% of the player base. 2% of the player base playing the other detachments. Like, I'm trying to do the math in my head. Like 70% of the player base playing Liberator Assault Group, and like maybe like 25 playing Angelic Inheritors. It's so bad. Like it's just these other detachments. They're you know, and the win rates, they suck on them. Like, you know, like it's obvious. Like anyone that looks at this, it's like look at these win rates. You've still got. I have an Eldari army. I could be playing it. They have over-repped this entire edition, right? Like they have a detachment that has a 61% win rate. That like 4-0 events start. So 21% of Eldari players playing this detachment. That's actually bonkers. 21% of the players playing that detachment are starting every event 4-0. So 1 out of 5 Eldari players is going 4-0. Like, the balance this edition, it's just like, it's I'm not like, I can't. What do you want me to like? It's like, fix it. Like, it's there for everyone to see. Like, like, it takes 1 minute each week to analyze it. It's the same every time we look at it. Eldari have over-repped pretty much since their codex came out. To like, they were at 60%. They're down to 56. It's still, in my opinion, it's still not good enough. 1 out of 5 players should not be going 4-0. There's like 30 armies in this game. That's a ridiculous stat. Pointy ear buttheads. Yeah, you're right. But it is a ridiculous stat. It just shows you the state of the balance that we can't get any changes for our 30% Lost Brethren detachment. Like, come on. Like, what is that? Like, we're happy to leave detachments down here, and we're also happy to leave like, if my camera went taller, like, how, like, I don't know, man. I try not to get frustrated. It's probably why I'm starting to get to the point where, like, I just want 11th edition, right? Like, I'm hoping for a better balance. It was this, I don't know if you remember last edition, but last edition it was Necrons, where it was like every single game you played against Necrons, they just got 100 points. And it was like, it was almost near impossible to stop them scoring 100 points. The only way they were not scoring 100 points is if you were able to, like, just kill them, like, super fast all over the table, and that was super difficult to do. So you would score, like, 90 points, and you'd still lose because they just always scored 100. So I'm sort of there. I'm sort of getting there with 11th edition. It's surprising, like, we've done 5 lists tonight. They've all been Liberator Assault Group. It's surprising, though, because Liberator Assault Group's win rate is bad. Like, it's just bad. Okay, but yeah, I mean, John Axis has won 14 out of his last 15 games. So some people are doing well with it, but the overall stats are not reflecting that. I guess for everyone that's doing well, someone is doing equally bad. I can't imagine a 20% 4-0. That's just crazy. Okay, well, we've Brian says they want to push people to other lists because they can't sell a Primarch model. They can sell a Primarch model, Brian. You just make the model and you put it on shelves. I mean, Star Wars did it, right? It's just like, somehow Palpatine has returned. Like, Star Wars literally did it in the worst possible, cheapest way. Like, they like, I don't know who okayed that Star Wars script. Because, like, I fucking hate Star Wars 7 through 9. I like Star Wars, like 4, 5, and 6. But, like, if I watch Star Wars with my kids, we watch 4, 5, and 6. We don't touch 7, 8, and 9, right? But yeah, I mean, they can retcon anything they want, right? Like, it's their IP. They can do what they want. Sanguinius's blood is still in that chalice. They could clone him. I don't know. If you want to bring a character back hard enough, you can bring them back hard enough. Look at the Avengers. They're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. He basically said, like, he's never going to be in another one of those movies, but now they're not performing at the box office. Hey, he's back. Anyone can come back, man. Okay. Thoughts on the list. Like, Lamartez with the 10, Bladeguard with the Chaplain, Captain with the Sangry Guard. That's all good. Fight First in there as well. Impulsor with the Bladeguard, cool. The Double Lancer. Like I said, I like the Destructor. It's a bit of a... this list is a bit of a shooty. Maybe it's not. Maybe 3 tanks is the perfect number, actually, for... yeah, maybe 3 tanks is a perfect number for Liberator Assault Group. It's like 460, 450 points. You've got the Scouts in there. You've got a lot of units that can do actions. I don't know what improvement you want me to make to this list. I don't know if I can. This list is a snooze fest. I don't think it's a snooze fest. I think it's a pretty well thought out list, right? Like, it gives you those 3 units of jump intercessors to trade with. It gives you the anti-tank from the Lancer. It gives you 3 solid melee threats. It It gives you infiltrators to just screen the backfield, which is a safe play. I think that's what you mean by snooze fest. It's a safe play, but it's a solid play. You bring a destructor so you can at least have some really great anti-elite infantry firepower. You've got a couple of units that could just do actions or sit on objectives. You've got an impulsor that can sit on objectives and then countercharge. I don't think it's a snooze fest. I think this will be why this is doing better, right? Because it covers a lot of angles. Like, I think a lot of people suffer in Liberator Assault Group thinking, oh, just go all jump infantry, and that's not a great pick. And then I think a lot of people maybe get fixated on like double lancer. Well, I've played double lancer. I don't think it's versatile enough. So I guess in this case you go double lancer plus a predator, and the predator adds some more las cannons, adds some more versatility, adds a hunter killer missile, adds another bit of durability you can put on an objective. So I'm more on board with this than the double lancer lists we saw earlier. I always thought they could bring Sanguiner back in as our Primarch. Yeah, I thought they could do something with the Sanguiner as well. But do you know what? I mean, they could, if they want to bring back Sanguinius, if they figure it, like, there's 22,000 Blood Angels fans that watch this channel. I know there's more because on the Blood Angels Reddit, there's 40,000 people, right? That gives me like I am a mod on the Blood Angels Reddit, but I'm sure I read that there was 40,000 people on here. Where does it tell you how many people are in a Reddit? Is it 50? Oh, I better not show anything I'm not allowed to show. It says 52. I thought like there's a number where you can see on Reddit, like the number of people that follow a Reddit page. I'm sure it's near 40,000 on the Blood Angels Reddit. So there's about 40,000 players. So if you bring out a Primarch that everybody wants and he's $100, you do the math. So it's 40,000 times 100. It's like 4 million. You know, if they want to bring it out, they could bring it out. Speargrass says, thanks for your videos. I have just beaten Custodes and Imperial Knights last month. I agree on a shout out to Damien Cooper on High Stakes. The two are a treat to listen to. Enjoyed the Victrix video. Hey Speargrass, nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's very early morning in Australia. Bring back the Ball Flamer for the Victrix Guard. 76k members. Right, so if there's 76k members on the Blood Angels Reddit, one, my channel must suck because I can't get all the people from Reddit over onto my channel. But no, the more important thing is, like, how many of those 76,000 are going to buy a new cool model for Blood Angels? I mean, they probably know, right? Because I'm sure when the Primaris Dante came out, they'll have sales figures. They'll know how many Primaris Dantes they sold. So, like, I mean, that's probably maybe why they're pumping out Ultramarines, because they must have had good sales in Ultramarines. They wouldn't be pumping out stuff if they weren't sales. Rick says, I have the Combat Patrol, Primaris Intercessors, Death Company, but the old models, Inceptors, Infiltrators, Blade Guards, 2 units of Jump Intercessors, Dante, Lamartis, Astroth, and Brutalis. Is that any good for a start? Says Rick Cow Gill XXWE. Yeah, I mean, it's a good start, Rick. I mean, if you're trying to build 1,000 points, I've made a few videos about 1,000 points. Just search, like, 1,000 points Blood Angels on my channel, and I like I've got a whole playlist dedicated to the most competitive lists for this edition, right? Like, I'll put a link in the chat. Like, if you go to this page, you should just see all my playlists, and I assume on my playlist you'll see, like, the tactics videos, and you'll see the army list videos. Oh, of course it won't. Yeah, so, like, look, 10th edition army lists, competitive list 10th edition, live battle reports, tactics 10th edition. So just watch any of the 10th edition playlists. Just click through them. There's definitely tons of videos about winning lists, tournament lists. It's all there. But yeah, welcome to the channel, Rick. Thanks for checking it out. All right, last list for tonight is Elrask. He's uploaded this list some weeks back, but did not get reviewed. I am sorry. If you ever do put up a list, and I don't review it for a while, just put it up again, guys. I mean, I get like I get more comments on this YouTube channel than I can physically manage. Unless I was going to sit on my phone all day long, every day, answering comments and answering questions, I'd be there forever. I think at one point when I passed like 10,000 subscribers, I was like, because I used to answer every comment. I think once I passed like 10,000 subscribers, I was like, I just physically don't have time to answer all comments anymore. Like, it's just pages. So yeah, if you put up a list and you're desperate for it to be reviewed, please just wait like a couple of weeks. If I miss it, put it up again. It's just what it is. All right, so I used a Similis in a small tournament. I went 3-0 last match. It was tough, and then I went into knights. Took down 2 big knights in turn 2 with 3 jump intercessors and a sanguinary guard. It was glorious. Things I wanted to try out is the solo Death Company captain that explodes and rerolls for fishing. I think he can only explode in the Death Company. Oh no, I suppose he can explode. One jump pack intercessor squad alone without a character, and what could switch up the Bile Predator and Death Company character that add value? Okay, so we're going to try and switch up a Bile Predator and Death Company character to add value. Just get AI John to answer the comments. I made this week's thumbnail with AI dude, and some people are very upset. Here's the thing, I think people think, because I replied to a comment last week, I think people think that this is now my day job because I'm like over 20,000 subscribers. Spoiler, this channel does not make me nearly enough money to make my day job. I still have to work a day job, right? So it's like, you know, I don't know what number it would be to do this full time, but I think it's in the hundreds of thousands in terms of like subscriber count, right? Like, because I watched a video by Midwinter Minis, right? The guy's got like 400,000 subscribers and he's still struggling to make ends meet on YouTube, right? Like, he's very transparent. Like, Midwinter Minis, cool channel as well, by the way. He's got 458,000 subscribers and he's like struggling on YouTube to make it his income, right? Like, it's crazy, man. What's your day job? I manage an office. We make apps for like mobile phones, man. Okay, so we're looking at I used to do programming and I worked my way up. I've been there like 19 years now. So we're a captain with jump pack, speed of the Primarch, a chaplain with jump pack, Mephiston, rage fueled captain with the Death Company. So this captain will, on death, potentially do mortal wounds. I don't really run the Death Company captain, I must admit. So the rage-fueled Death Company captain with jump pack. So he can burst a bunch of extra sustained hits. He gets, I suppose on the charge, you probably get 6 attacks from a power fist. You can reroll all hits, because he's Death Company. You reroll everything looking for 6s. You do the sustained 3 thing. And then when he dies, he does up to 6 mortal wounds. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, right? I think YouTube's just much harder than it was before. I don't know why, man. I think Google take more of the ad revenue or something. I don't really know. I'm a small YouTuber. I don't think this channel will ever... It'll never be my full-time job. And the thing is, I think if it becomes a full-time job as well, then I don't know if I would like it as much, right? Because this channel is like my break from my family and my life and my day job, and I like hanging out and I like talking Blood Angels and I like painting models and I like playing games. So I like this channel because it's what I like doing. Yeah, it's frustrating when the rules don't get updated properly, but it doesn't feel like work, right? And that's where I want to keep it. If it feels like work, then I'll be worried that like I don't enjoy it, right? So we've got an intercessor squad for sticky objectives. We have 10 jump intercessors times 3. Oh my goodness, okay. So we've got 30 jump intercessors. I assume that means that's like where at least the chaplain with the jump pack will probably be going with them. We then have a single barrel predator. We have 10 jump cap death company guys. They will be with Lamartus probably. So the death company captain with rage is on his own. He's a lone operative. You have a unit of outriders. You have 2 small units of Sangre Guard. Excuse me. We've got 2 units of scouts. This is an interesting list actually. And you went 3-0 in a small tournament. And the last, and you even destroyed knights with this. Okay, Elras says the Death Company captain is meant to be a runner alone to deep strike in and do some action and maybe smack something with its fury. Okay. YouTube seems like it would suck for a full-time job. Yeah, I think that would be the danger, Adam, as well, because I've made videos that I've spent hours and hours and hours on and nobody watches them. And then in another week, let's say, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but let's say like it's been a really busy week. I've had no time at all. I've got an hour one evening, and I always try and put a video out on Friday. So all I've had the whole week is like an hour. So I've like shot this video out, almost like no script, just filmed it, edited, like no editing, just uploaded it and just been like, that's all I can make this week. You know, real life has happened to me this week. Like I said, I still have to do my day job, still have to take care of my kids, all that sort of stuff. I've put out a video that I've been convinced there'll be dog shit. I'm like, at least I got something out, right? And it's been like one of the best videos I've done. And it's just like, it just reminds me that I'm like, I know nothing about YouTube and the algorithm, because like, you could spend hundreds of hours on a video and get no views, or you could spend 10 minutes on a video and get all the views, and you don't control any of that. So that's probably why I really enjoy watching Midwinter's minis, because he talks about, he just is transparent about everything, and I'm like, oh yeah, do you know what's interesting as well is Midwinter Minis actually does a bunch of stuff for charity. Like he makes videos and he gives the revenue from the videos 100% to the charity or something. YouTube hates that for some reason. They kill your videos if you try and do anything about charity, and I can prove it to you because like, look, Blood Angels competitive video, 7,000 views. A painting video about Dante, yeah, fair enough, my channel isn't known for painting videos, 1,500 views. A competitive video about Dante, 5,000 views. A video about units, 4,000 views. A video about tanks, 6,000 views. The next video about my charity raffle, where we ended up giving like $2,000 to charity, I donated $600 of my own money, or of the channel money, to buy prizes, 300 views. It fucking kills you. Because it makes YouTube no money because people are donating to the charity, right? Next video, 7,000 views. Next video, 8,000 views. You know, it's just like, they bury your video. They don't show it to anyone. Like, you can't tell me that people didn't... Yeah, I don't get it. They just bury it. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, this channel has done good things for charity. This year we made more money than last year, and they just absolutely buried my video. Like... So Midwinter Minis is doing the same thing. Like on the if you wanted to know the final value, there was a post on Facebook of how much we raised, and it was good. I was pleased with how much we raised, but like I was pissed off that like YouTube just absolutely buried the video. Oh, there it was, right? Yeah, that's what we raised. We raised $2,275 for a children's hospital this year. And they only 22,000 subscribers. They only showed it to 319 people. Like, take from that what you will. God, this stream's turned into a right rant for me tonight. God, oh well. Sorry, let's finish this list. Disgustingly resilient. Can confirm YouTube screws you over in any way it can. It recently changed it so now the content creators get punished if their viewers use ad blockers. Now, there you go. Yeah, capitalism, man. I think capitalism is the problem, right? Like, the whole world is getting screwed up by capitalism. Anyway, so we got 30 jump intercessors, 3 units of 10. I assume that means we've got the chaplain leading 10 of them. I like 10 jump intercessors with +1 to wound. I think it's cool. We got Death Company captain, who's a rage-fueled guy who's going to drop down. He's going to do an action. He's going to charge. We've got 2 lone operatives, Mephiston and combi weapon lieutenant. We have the fight first captain. I assume he's with the small unit of Sangre Guard, because that would be better than 10 jump intercessors, but he could be with the jump intercessors. I mean, that does put them up to strength 7 on the charge, which is a meaningful breakpoint. I mean, I don't know if I rate fight first jump intercessors with like only strength 4, but I mean, it's an option. Intercessors for sticky objectives, a single ball predator, a unit of outriders which could score a side field objective, 2 units of scouts. Yeah, do you know what? It's like, so basically it's Liberator Assault Group. Yeah, I'm filled with the Black Rage tonight. I'm sorry. I go to my favorite YouTube channels because the algorithm sucks. Well, I appreciate you coming to the channel. And I'll try my best not to refer to you as Horace Gabriel. Thanks for watching. So it's interesting, right? Like, a while back I made a video saying, like, if you want to get the most out of Liberator Assault Group, you want as many units in your army to benefit from the +2 strength and the +1 attack. This list takes that and goes to the nth degree, right? Where like every single unit in this list benefits from +2 strength and +1 attack. I mean, the only unit that doesn't is a singular Ball Predator. We've already talked about the Ball Predator in that it's a cool piece because we can drive it onto an objective. We could like cleanse the objective or do an action or something and not shoot. And then when the opponent moves, then we can use our CP for Overwatch and shoot. I personally think these lists are hard to play. And the reason they're hard to play is because you have no shooting, right? Like, I mean, a single Ball Predator is a shooting unit, but if you think about it, it's limited in what it can do, right? So if the enemy has something, they can sit back and you can't get to it because it's screened by, I don't know, poxwalkers or whatever nonsense it's being screened by, and it can just shoot you indeterminately every turn. You cannot return fire against it. So it comes down to playing the list well, comes down to using cover, and then there is some hard counters to Blood Angels because we aren't the best melee army, right? Like if you look at World Eaters, they hit harder in almost every situation. You know, like Berserkers are probably going to hit harder than Assault Intercessors. 8-bound are probably going to hit harder than Sangre Guard or Death Company. So there is armies out there. And then the cool thing about Khorne, of course, is they can take a fucking Lord of Skulls and just back it up with like a toughness 13 unit with 20-something wounds and ridiculously good shooting for what it is. So there is armies out there that can cause this sort of list huge problems. And it's why I don't personally run all infantry Blood Angels lists. I always like to bring like 3 tanks. I saw someone saying double Vindicator in you know, lots of Blood Angels players do bring double Vindicator. There's a reason for that, right? Like it gives you that return fire. I mean, it's possible even to put one of those Vindicators in reserve, bring it in from strategic reserve, shoot the the moment target, blow it up from full health, right? Like, and a Vindicator tank can probably do statistically, with a little bit of luck, could probably one-shot Lord of Skulls, which is an example that we're just using there about World Eaters out combat us in every situation, right? A lot of jump intercessors gives you a bunch of mortal wounds, gives you a bunch of moving around. I feel like a list like this might lack durability in that, like, you are all just toughness 4 Marines for the most part, right? You got 1 unit of Outriders, you got 1 Ball Predator, literally, and then you got Mephisto and toughness 5, but like 90% of your list is toughness 4, so you're gonna have to jump onto objectives, combat the enemy, steal the objective with the OC that you've got from the combat, and then hope that your enemy doesn't shoot you off the objective. It can work, but I think it's very difficult to make work. And I don't do it, but we always see someone coming along and saying like, you know, I nailed it, I went 3-0, I took out Knights. Knights would actually be a list that's kind of hard for this because Strength 4 EP1 kind of sucks into Knights. Outriders kind of suck into Knights. Death Company are not great into them. Sangre Guard are also, I guess you've got the Spears in there, so at least you got the +1 to wound now. Scouts, again, not great into Knights. So, like, you could argue, like, a lot of the stuff in this list does not do great into Knights, but you beat the Knights. So, good for you. You know, well done, Elras. I mean, it's for me, personally, this is not the sort of list that I want to run. I mean, I think some people have been earlier in the stream we saw like 2 lists that had double Lancer, so that is obviously an option. Like you could literally take out like 1 or 2 of these jump units, you put in a couple of Lancers, at least you have the anti-tank. But I struggle with that as well. I feel the speed and cheapness make it that you can engage them and move block from primaries. I usually make them fight on their side of the field. Yeah, so the idea in this list is that you're just throwing cheap chaff jump units at them all the time. You're holding a few objectives and you're just trying to overwhelm them on their side of the board because you're fast, you have jump packs, and you advance and charge. And I guess it's a play style, and you can totally do it. But I think some people, like Liberator Assault Group, like we looked at the stats earlier in the stream, they're not doing great. They're like 47%. Some people are struggling with this. So yeah, if you're making it work, by all means, a singular Ball Predator and a Death Company Captain with exploding sustained 3. Personally, if you're going this list this way, I'd probably get rid of the Ball Predator. I'd probably get rid of that Death Company Captain. And I'd probably replace them with the Captain on foot, an Impulsor, and either Assault Intercessors or Stern Guard. Because that just gives you... The Impulsor can then sit on an objective. It's more durable than the Ball Predator, so it can just sit there and do actions. It also means that you can stage that unit quite far forward. It gives you that, like, Disembark 3, Move 6, Advance and Charge. And then the Captain with, obviously, the reroll hits and wounds. If you can give him Rage bonus, but you can still have Finest Hour on him. So, that would be the change that I would make. I think it would be good, but like I said, I don't have much experience playing this list. It doesn't seem to work for me. It's not my play style. I think I play my Blind Angels a little bit more reserved and like to counter threats as opposed to going YOLO and throwing things forward. And yeah, I mean, if you're playing Angelic Inheritors, I feel like that's how you have to play, because Angelic Inheritors is not as damaging as Liberator Assault Group, especially in the combat. So, yeah, that's the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do appreciate everybody sending in their lists. We are here like every Sunday. Please leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed anything. I know I got a bit ranty there, and I'm sorry. One thing you get from me is honesty on like, I don't really... I'm trying so hard to get my kids to be honest all the time, so I'm just honest. It's like, I think it's a great trait to have, but it's also my biggest character flaw. So if I'm angry about something, it just comes out. I run Vindicators on my list, but I often struggle with the slow movement and the 24-inch range. I've considered swapping one for a Lancer to be more flexible. Yeah, I mean, another thing you can do, like I said, put one Vindicator in reserve. Like, I've gone to tournaments where I've started one Vindicator on the board and I've started one in reserve. And my intent is to bring one in from reserve where it's already within 24 inches to my Oath target that I've selected, and I can just blow up my Oath target straight away. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like. I'll see you guys next week. I'll probably be live on Wednesday night. I'm going to try and get an opponent for Wednesday night. I know we haven't had a live battle for a few weeks, but if there is no opponent, then I'll be here streaming. I'll be painting. So I'll see you guys then. Take care. Good night. And leave your lists in the comment section if you want to be in a future show. Bye-bye.